How's it going, traders? It is Will, Trader Society. Within this video, I'm going to be giving you an updated price action analysis on the market. We're going to be going over the SPY. I'm also going to be giving you an update on PROG stock as we are now at a key critical level. This is going to be a very important update for those of you who are swing trading PROG or who are investing into PROG stock. So let's get right into the in-depth price action analysis. In terms of Friday, Friday was a successful green day. I did give some profits back to the close. I'm going to be discussing in terms of some of the trades that were made on Friday towards the end of this video as well. So let's get right into the updated market price action analysis. So first things first, we're going to go over the SPY, then we'll go over PROG stock. So heading into Monday, I'm not too interested at the moment in trading stocks. One stock I'm going to be keeping on my radar is going to be Roblox. Other than that, though, I'm not too interested in trading stocks heading into Monday. I'm mainly going to be focused and interested in trading the SPY. So in terms of the SPY, we are very macro bullish, like I've been telling you guys. In terms of the micro is still strong and it is still bullish. With that being said, you can see right here towards extended hours, this is how it ended up closing towards $453. Had a very close, had a very strong close, reaching for new highs during extended hours trading. Now let's take a look at the daily chart. So in terms of the daily chart, you can see right here, eventually we are going to fill this gap. There's a gap to fill at 464, 472, and this is going to push a lot of stocks that follow SPY higher as time goes on, which is one of the reasons why I decided to invest into Shopify at 638. But that will be the midterm price target for SPY. The macro, like I've been saying since this was in the 430s, that it's going to hit 464 this year. In terms of the micro, this is a bullish candlestick, but we are definitely due for a pullback in terms of what we can potentially see. Something like this, where we have a very similar pattern where it forms this candle, it goes up one more day, then it starts to sell off, rips back up, then it gets crushed. We could see something similar like that. But in terms of like the overall price action analysis and key levels that I want you to understand for the SPY, we have, the SPY has turned this key level right here, 453, into support. If that continues to react as support and it breaks out above this 453, this is your new make it or break it micro level, the SPY is going to be able to hit 457. That would be the next resistance level and the new micro best price to be shorting the SPY. Now, here I want to give two examples. Let's say the SPY gaps down tomorrow. So it gaps down, it opens up lower than it closed at 452.69. Then what you can do is, as a micro bull, write this down. I'm going to give you the best micro level to be buying the SPY. It's going to be right here. There's a gap to fill on the SPY. I do believe this gap could fill later into this week. There's a gap to fill at 443.80, right? So once we fill this gap, I'm going to set my price alert right now. You could set it with me, at or below. Boom. So once we fill that gap and it reacts as support, you can see we have a support and resistance channel. Your resistance is towards 451 to 453. Your support right here is towards 446 to 443. See how the SPY fills this gap and then it has a reversal. See right here, there's a gap to fill right here. SPY goes back down, it fills the gap, it has a reversal. Well, in terms of micro dip buying opportunities, your best level is going to be right here at 443.80. If you see the SPY drop to 443.80, and it gaps down and then it starts to drop and it fills this gap at 443.80, if it starts to bounce, it starts to consolidate, you see the bullish confirmations coming in, it's going to be an ideal dip buying opportunity to ride this back up to the mid 440s, to like 448 to 450. Going to be a very lucrative dip buying opportunity right there, right? So that's if it gaps down, you see the SPY gapping down and you want to dip buy it, wait for that level. Now, if the SPY gaps up, what to do if the SPY gaps up? If the SPY gaps up, there's going to be a new gap to fill right here at 452.69. If that reacts as a resistance level, then it's really going to start to pull back if it starts breaking down. If that reacts as a support level, then it's really going to start to push back up to 457. So if the SPY gaps up, I will be interested in seeing how it reacts to 452.69. That's going to be the key critical level where the new gap will be waiting to fill if it gaps up. And I'll also be interested in seeing how it reacts to 457 resistance level, right? So in terms of put opportunities, 457 and your best price is going to be 464. That's where I would hit SPY heavy, 464.72 to fill the gap. That's going to be like a midterm play. Eventually, it's going to fill that gap. That's where I'm actually going to crush it. And we can actually see a nice little macro reversal on the SPY when it fills that gap. That's where I'm going to hit it with heavy size. Also interested in a potential micro. So that's a macro put idea, more midterm idea. A micro put idea is going to be at 457 resistance. If it gaps up and I see it struggling at 457, buy some puts towards resistance, ride it back down to fill the gap below at 452.69. Let's talk about other key levels. 452.69 is going to be a key make it or break it level for the micro. And then this is going to be your best micro dip buying level at 443.80. In terms of your best macro dip buying level, it's going to be right here at $417. Guys, look at this pattern on the SPY. See how it has this gap up right here? It comes back down, it fills the gap, it bottoms at this exact gap fill level, has a reversal, and then it rockets. What we can see happen, I'm telling you, once it fills this gap right here at 443.8, it could be the beginning to another rocket to start to fill that gap at 464 from the macro. So there could be a macro dip buying opportunity on the SPY, not just at 417, but also at 443.80. That's going to be the thoughts. That's going to be the analysis. I did also want to bring some awareness to this pattern. You can see it's very similar pattern right here. This candle right here, this candle right here. It gaps up, then it starts to sell off, rips back up, then it gets crushed. Do want to bring some awareness to that pattern. But overall, for the macro, this is definitely hitting like 464.72 midterm, and then once it gets to that level, that's where we're going to get some macro puts. Right now, in terms of puts, we're just getting in, we're getting out very quickly within like 30 minutes, 1 hour max, scalping it for a quick 20 to 40% return on the option contracts. And then in terms of your macro calls can be at 417, your best price, and then 443.80 is another level of interest. Key critical levels that we're going to be watching into this week are going to be 457 and 453. So all of these levels are key make it or break it levels. In terms of micro puts, 457 would be the best level for this week. In terms of macro puts, 464.72. In terms of micro calls and also potentially macro calls, 443.80 and also $417 for macro calls. Those are the best key levels for the SPY that I'm interested in trading at the moment. Now, let's go over PROG stock. And then I'm going to share with you a trading plan I have on Roblox. So in terms of PROG stock, congratulations for those of you who decided to take advantage of this very lucrative dip buying opportunity. For those of you who've been following this channel, you are well aware I was someone who brought a lot of awareness. When this stock was in the 5s, I was shorting it heavily. When this stock was in the 3s, I was shorting it heavily. I made over 50K year to date just by shorting this stock. And I've also done very well dip buying it using the gap close reversal strategy. And this is a stock, when it was in the 3s, I was telling people, wait for it to go to $1.08 to invest into PROG stock. And as you can see, the 52-week low on this stock is $1.04. I told people $1.08 is the level you're going to want to wait to buy PROG. Then you could start to ride this back up to fill these gaps. You have a gap to fill right here in the 170s. You have a gap to fill right here in the 190s, right? That trade idea has already offered an 80% return. So not only did I give people the opportunity to buy it at the best price and to make a potential 50 to 80% plus return, some played the options and made hundreds of percents of returns, but I also saved people from bag holding the stock. And I wanted to give a very important update on this stock from a price action analysis technical view. And by the way, I'm going to leave a link down below. It's going to be the second link to the playlist on PROG. Make sure you watch this playlist because it's going to show you how I'm able to, day trade, swing trade, and invest into these stocks, and how I'm able to see where prices are heading using these unique gap strategies. Right here, I told people this gap was going to fill at $1.08. Once that gap fills, that's when you buy PROG stock, and the 52-week low is sitting at $1.04. The low this year is sitting at $1.04, right? So here's the important update that I wanted to give you. If you're bullish on this stock, you're not going to like what I'm about to say, but the end could potentially be near. It really could. I don't see too much upside on this stock from here. As of now, the chart is extremely bearish. So let's just kind of recap what happened. You can see right here, there was a gap to fill on PROG stock at 108. It filled the gap. It started to have a reversal. And as it was reversing, it started to fill these gaps. The highest gap to fill above, one of the highest gaps to fill above recently was right here at $1.78. And there was another gap that hasn't filled yet right here at $1.90, right? So it almost got to 190 to fill the highest gap. But here's why I'm just turning really micro bearish on this stock right now for the micro. This is nearly a gravestone doji, and it's towards key resistance level. This is a very, very bearish doji candlestick. This is extremely bearish. This is basically indicating that within some time, not right away, like for the short term, we could see a pop to 190. And then if 190 reacts as a resistance, it's just going to get slaughtered within time. But overall, what this candlestick is really indicating in terms of PROG stock, this trend reversal candlestick towards key resistance level, it filled this gap right here, having a reversal, big downside potential to the low ones, right? It had a nice little run recently, nearly 100% within like 1 week from the call out. That video that I made, you know, why I bought PROG stock at $1.14. But with that being said, like, this looks like the end is near. It looks like we're going to be seeing some micro pullbacks. We could get a little micro spike to 190, but then once it hits that, it's most likely going to have a reversal. It's just due to the gap filling and due to it showing signs of weakness, showing signs of a reversal due to this bearish trend reversal doji candlestick. And there's also a gap to fill below right here at $1.43. That's where I see it heading. So I just want to bring some awareness that I think this is going to drop to $1.43 within some time, like 2 weeks. It could pop to 190 before doing that, but overall, 190 would be the best price to short. And it's just it's going to be on track to go to 143. Now, if 143 reacts as support, then the bulls have a chance for a retest to like 170s, 180s. They need to turn that into support. If 143 cracks, it's going to get slaughtered for the micro, and it's going to be heading back into the 120s to 115s. So I wanted to bring some awareness to that because in terms of the overall micro chart right now, it's beginning to show signs of a trend reversal. I don't see big upside potential from here. I see like 190 max, and then it goes back to 140. And then from there, if 140 can't hold, or if it does hold, but then it can't turn this 170s into support, within time, a couple weeks, this will be back in the 120s before you know it. So that's my overall thoughts. That's my overall price action analysis. If you are still in this stock, I strongly believe you should consider locking in the vast majority of your profits. You know, if you're playing this for the long-term investing, that's a completely different game. But I would really encourage you to lock in profits. And in terms of max risk, I just want you to understand that if 143 ever cracks and reacts as a resistance level, PROG stock is heading back into the low ones, and I would strongly consider locking in profits. If not, then I would set a max risk at the 140s. So that's my thoughts on PROG stock at the moment. I'll be keeping an eye on it. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some midterm put options, maybe a small size, or maybe I'll just kind of short the stock and hold. I'll have to see. I'm watching it right now because it is becoming very appealing, you know, because it's got some nice downside potential here, but definitely going back to 140s within some time. Now let's go over Roblox. So in terms of Roblox, this pattern here is getting very interesting. You can see we got a lot of support here on Roblox at 45.51. And we also have a lot of support at 46.21, right? So we got a lot of support in this 45-46 zone. There is a gap to fill on Roblox. It's sitting in a 5-day price channel. You can see right here, we got a gap to fill at 50.79. It's sitting in a 5-day price channel. You got a lot of support at 45.50, which would be the max risk. So what I'm looking at on Roblox is I'm looking for a green day. If we can get a green day, once we get this green day, and if it's above 45.51, no higher than like 40, no higher than like 47. Once we could really start to break above this 47.50, turn that into support, Roblox will be on track to fly and fill this gap at 50.79, which would be the best price for a micro put. So right now, I'm looking for a dip buying opportunity. It's got to be green on the day. It's got to be bullish. We got to see some strong confirmations coming in towards key levels at 47.50 to 47. I'm looking for a dip buying opportunity to ride this back up to fill the gap. Once this gap fills, I'm looking for a micro put opportunity at 50.79. So right now, Roblox is in like a 5-day price channel. It's make it or break it. 45.50 is the most I would risk on dip buying this stock, and I'm waiting for some bullish confirmations. I'm waiting for a green day to come in because I do want to ride this back. I do want to ride this stock back up a little bit to fill that gap with some micro calls. The option chain on this one is good. It's just you have to get in and you have to get out very, very quickly. You have to watch the options. The contracts fluctuate a lot. The spread is wide, so you have to put your order in between the bid and ask when the spread is wide like this. But overall, the option contracts are good. You just have to time it well. You don't want to chase contracts on these because the spread will get messed up at times. You have to get a very good entry on the contracts. But this is something that I'm currently watching and very interested in. And that is going to be like the main, that's the main that's the main stocks. That's the main plays that I'm currently watching into this week. Roblox, PROG, and of course the SPY. Tesla's at a key critical level as well, make it or break it. But I mean, those are going to be the main plays, guys. So in terms of Friday, Friday was a green day. We had a lot of students do very, very well within Trader Society. Congratulations right here. That's incredible. This guy is absolutely killing it. It's a real account. It's a live account. You can see it's green right here. If it was paper, it would be yellow. He's absolutely killing it. I remember 2 months ago, he had like 90K in his account. I've seen him pulling like 200K weeks throughout like the past couple of weeks. I've seen him getting 200K weeks. He had his biggest day ever, like year to date. He made over 300K. Absolutely crazy, man. So you guys are absolutely crushing it. This guy's crushing it. He's been in the program for nearly 3 weeks now. I've seen his, his accounts up over 20%. But yeah, big shout out to those of you within Trader Society. I started off very, very hot in the morning, and then I didn't stick to my plan and gave back some profits. I was up like 6% at the peak, and then I had 2 losses into the close, which brought it down to a 2% win on the portfolio, but still green. But with that being said, I gave out a very good plan. It's just the problem is I didn't follow the plan. My plan on Friday was to short the SPY when it goes to 452. Right here, when it was at like $450, I was telling people right around here at 450, I could see this going to like 452 midday. So I'm going to wait to buy puts there. And then once it went back to the previous closing price, it was looking bearish on the micro. So I told myself, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot, see if we can have a little reversal here at the previous closing price, see if it can drop back to this 448.50, potentially crack. It didn't happen. As soon as it started breaking above the previous closing price, I got out the 451 spike. So that's where I gave back some profit. But yeah, if I would have stuck to the plan and just went short and bought the puts at 452, you could have made a very lucrative return within like 30 minutes. Could have been a very lucrative return. Like I said, that guy was playing. He had, I think he had 5,000 put options. As soon as it started cracking at 451.72, those contracts went up like 50% in 5 minutes. It was absolutely insane. He was getting the the ones that expired same day, a very high risk play, but it ended up working out. But yeah, I mean, that was the main mistake that I made, was just not sticking to the plan towards close. But I had some good trades. I had a nice little trade on a Roblox. I bought the dip, rode it back up, made a quick 35%. Then I had a little L on Roblox, gave back some profits there. But I mean, overall, it wasn't the worst day. It was a small, like 2% win. I just got to stick to the plan. Normally I stick to the plan, but I had the right analysis. I just didn't stick to the plan. So just make sure you guys always stick to your plan. Oh, wow, that's a nice gap close reversal on ACB. Just make sure you always stick to the plan. It's just very, very important to stick to the plan and trade these at the best prices. Because if I would have traded SPY at the best price, my account wouldn't have dropped from being up 6% to 2%. It would have been up like 10% on the day. So yeah, just really stick to trading the best setups at the best price. I gave you guys the key critical levels. But yeah, for those of you within Trader Society, I'm going to be sending out the updated price action analysis watch list towards market open. We're also going to be doing the live trading stream at market open like we do every single day. If you are interested in joining Trader Society, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. Once you do join, you get lifetime access. It's a one-time fee. You get instant access to the educational video lesson library, where you're going to learn all of the gap trading strategies, the gap trading system that we're using to consistently make money within the stock market. And that's really going to show you how to trade the best setups at the best prices, how to find these stocks, how to trade them at the best prices, how to create your trading plans. You're also going to get access to the mindset of trading. We're going to learn the mindset of trading, the psychology to trading, and the risk management and position sizing to trading. You also get access to the chat room where you get lifetime access. We got a great group of people in the chat. There is currently a couple people making 5 figures a month, and there is 2 people now averaging 6 figures a month. It is definitely possible if you're trading the options. Like, it's crazy. This guy made like a 300K profit in one single day trading options. If he were just trading the stocks, he probably would have made about like 20, 30,000. It's just crazy what you can do with options and the returns on these. So yeah, if you do want to be a part of it, it's the first link down below in the description. You get lifetime access to the chat room. You can also contact us via one-on-one direct message in Discord. You also get access to the stock analysis, the real-time stock analysis, right? That's really going to point you in the right direction to trade the best setups at the best prices. So if you want to learn how to trade at your best and to make, 2022 your best year, then the opportunity is going to be that first link down below in the description. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open.